Hello, everybody. I know it has been another minute. It feels like it's always a minute with me, but I am back here on the YouTube channel over here in Instar236. I am happy to be back here again, working on demo reels, traveling, doing content in terms of non-YouTube stuff. I'm always keeping busy. I tried to definitely do a lot more tournaments, and I'm still doing that, but it's always finding a right balance, and I always feel weird not doing content. So it's nice to be back after writing articles for a little bit for College Esports News, which you should check out my Frosty Faustings recap over there, by the way. But either way, I mean, it's been a big week for... It's been a big week. It has been a huge week for tag fighters. And a huge week for me. I went bald. I did go bald. My barber fucked me up, so I'm bald now. But we just got some 2XK news today. We did get news earlier this week of of course, some bad news of half the team being laid off. Some people I even met at Frosty's myself, and I am working on something with a lot of other very talented people in order to give back to these 2XKO devs that were wrongfully terminated. And I know if I were them, I would want somebody to show their appreciation for me. So I am working on a project for them. Other than that, 2XKO after today is looking pretty back. So Unconquerable this time around. Of course, Sean came out and wanted to give, a preview about what's coming up for 2XKO. They would have made a video to talk more about this, but ever since what Riot did, the team has been kind of on the low, just trying to regroup, recoordinate. There is news coming out next week about how 2XKO is looking in the future. Or maybe that's this. I don't know. So it looks like okay, here's the focus. Our team is still fully committed and working hard on 2XKO, and we're doubling down on building for the FGC that loves this genre. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that we're focused on three things. I'm just going to open this link. This was the weekend warm-up that kind of created a lot of controversy. Literally, the one right as Frosty's was starting up too, of like, oh, the game's gonna be changing like crazy. I don't know about this. I don't know. So I'm happy that we kind of sorted things out there. Duo play, core gameplay, community and competitive programs. There are still big priorities for us moving forward. I wanted to dig into them here. So duo play. It's been amazing to see so many players discover how fun 2XKO with a duo can be, and we want to make that experience more accessible. We're prototyping a local duo mode experience that will let you and a friend play couch co-op together against the world. Still finalizing our plans for the future, but it's a top priority, and we're working to get it into the game as quickly as possible. I find that to be pretty cool, especially trying to get somebody that into 2XKO. I think that could be really fire. So I'm very excited to see a local duo mode come out. I would love to, get a friend, over here, get on my setup, and then we can just run some ones into XKO. I can teach them at the beginning, stuff like that. That'd be awesome. Okay, core gameplay. We've seen the conversation about what our core gameplay could or should look like in the future, and we want to clear up one thing. We love that 2XKO is fast-paced, allowing your reactions and creativity to shine while providing a ton of depth to dig into. The skill ceiling of this game is high, and that's where it's going to stay. That is a good thing. I think the skill floor is honestly pretty low. I think it's pretty easy to get into 2XKO, but in terms of optimizing the game and being the best at 2XKO, it is a lot. We'll continue making balance changes that hit outliers in the meta while keeping the sauce of every character. At a high level, we want every champion to have defined strengths and weaknesses, and right now that's not clear enough across all the cast. And of course, we definitely need more of a... I think the most recent buffs and nerfs that we got in 2XKO definitely helped with that. Even the playing field a little more, but the strongest characters are still definitely the strongest in Yasuo and that kind of they are the problems. But we also have community and competitive programs. This is the stuff that I look forward to because I love the fact that 2XKO has been so intertwined in the FGC. It is unreal. I absolutely love that part, especially since a lot of the devs are at just FGC do that we're able to make this game. We're looking to push how we support 2XKO tournament organizers and their communities in more ways. So the competitive series, The 2026 competitive schedule is going strong, and our next Challenger event is at Genesis X3. Tune into the stream starting today, February 13th, and cheer on the best 2X players in the Bay. We were watching this a little bit earlier. That's actually the wrong. Riot. That's the wrong thing. This is the stream. But yeah, no, we were just watch partying this a little bit before, of course, I started recording for this video live on stream. Again, twitch.tv/dinstar123. But of course, we still have the competitive series to look forward to. This is the first Challenger event going on right now for Genesis. I keep going over my words. I was over at Frosty's. I did meet a lot of people over there, and I really was happy with how I performed in 2XKO, able to cast Dragon Ball FighterZ. So I did do a lot of stuff for Frosty's. Obviously, I want to ramp things up. So Genesis is, this weekend, and after that, we'll have Texas Showdown and Vianality XL. We have gone over this schedule before, but of course, registration still is going up for a lot of these events. So, that's hype. And there's community support. Among other things, we're working on a program that will give local TOs access to exclusive in-game prizing, which can't be earned anywhere else. The goal is to give smaller TOs new tools to expand and to reward players for joining their local community. We're testing this with a few locals soon. After that, we'll start taking applications to join the program. I think that is really cool. That every local will have their own unique in-game item, I guess. In-game prize, something. Exclusive, too. So it has to be some sort of exclusive in-game item that represents the local scene, which I think is really cool. I just pray they don't do locals tied to specific characters, and they have really cool in-game prizing, because then I'm going to have to go to some of these locals and travel out like crazy just so I can get them. I swear if that happens. Cite me now. What we're hearing. We've also seen a few other conversations that we wanted to recognize. No major updates to share on these, but here's a quick recap of what we're seeing. Ranked. We're keeping an eye on the edge cases that affect finding fair matches in the rank system. I haven't seen this, by the way. I think ranked has been fine, but that's just me. Screen tearing. We've seen the conversation among console players about screen tearing while in-game, and we're working on an update to address this in the future. Thank God it has been bad. And Yasuo and Echo. These two characters are some of the sauciest in the roster, but we also see that their weaknesses aren't apparent enough in the highest level of play. So I think we definitely got to bring those two down from the heavens. Those two do a little too much right now, so nice job from Riot on recognizing that. But let's talk about what's next. Let's take a look at the two upcoming champions. So this is Akali. Akali is 2XKO's next champion. She's a sharp, stylish ninja who cuts opponents down with deadly precision. So let's kind of analyze this 8-second clip. I mean, she looks sick as hell. She is going to be a ninja character, so I'm kind of worried that, I'm going to want to play her. But, I mean, starting off... Wait. Oh, you kind of back up. So you do a little backflip before going into the teleport. She can teleport, and the teleport is a while. It's even on that attack. Darius attacks, and it's on the tail end, and Akali is able to teleport right behind him. That's a nice kick. I imagine these are some mediums. Does this cool little cyclone thing, which brings her in the air and is able... That is definitely a charged heavy attack right there. That is, of course, a charged heavy attack with a sickle, which I think is really sick. And you can still combo off of this, too. Maybe that was your launcher. And this, too, if she's able, at the end, to go towards her opponent, this could be sick as hell. I'm also going to turn this down a little bit because I do know from previous videos that my voice can be drowned out in this. But no, she still looks really cool, especially for teleport, being able to mix up. Really solid heavy there. I imagine now we'll have a good amount of range. Of course, we're right in front of Darius. Can't really see it, but still, really cool stuff from Akali. That's not all. We also have Senna, who wields the power of light and shadow, blasts enemies with a massive cannon, then rush them down in her Wraith form. I'm sorry, rush them down? Oh, God. That just reminds me of Unico, the Gunblade. Able to keep in the air. You should... Oh, and then there's her Ray form. Brings you back down, kind of. So this is like more of an install type of character, I'm guessing. I wonder how you're going to be able to switch into her Ray form. Because you can see... As she's doing attacks, you know, she gets this, like, green energy. Again, I don't know much about League of Legends. I didn't even know Senna existed before today. I'm sorry. You know, she jumps, and as she's going, you can see green energy going into her. And after this one, that is when she goes into her Ray form and starts to do Cyclones and sets up on Darius. So I think that is really cool. We'll have more to share about these two later, but in the meantime, we're looking forward to your hot takes and theory crafting. Spent a lot of time talking to the dev team and listening to the players this week, and the messages of support and love you sent mean a lot. Thanks for catching up with us, and we're looking forward to the journey ahead. See you in the lobby. John. I think this update brings me a lot of hope that the 2XKO devs and even Riot for allowing this to be published does know what they did. And it's like, alright, 2XKO is still going to be popping off. Don't worry about this. I mean, we know who our 13th and 14th champion is going to be. So, that is hype. So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of just looking over Senna stuff. It looks like she's going to have a good amount of juggling, because in her regular form, she might be more of a zoner, being able to constantly shoot out her, I'm just going to call it Gunblade, a massive cannon. It is a cannon. Like, she's constantly just able to, you know, keep up with that shots. I wonder if you're able to, like, choose when you switch into Wraith. Maybe it's tied to a meter. You can switch into a Wraith whenever you like, and it lasts for as long as you've charged up all those green orbs for it. Because I think it would be pretty cool, instead of, like, having to constantly think about, oh, I'm about to go Wraith, I really want to keep this combo up in my regular form, or something like that, you know? Either way, I think 2XKO is looking very bright now. Not just because we got two characters revealed, but the devs are being very transparent with how the game is going to be looking like in the future. And again, Riot allowed them to publish this on their website, especially, you know, acknowledging the whole layoff debacle. So I think that's really cool. But with that, I hope you all enjoyed this little 2XKO news update, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces!